Welcome back to the channel, guys. So the PlayStation Classic news just keeps on trickling in. And now we've got pretty much all the details that we need to know. I would have preferred to wait until I had the unit in my hands to really comment on some of this stuff. But it seems like a lot of gaming journalists and websites are getting access to play with this thing. And the news is just, man, I don't know what to say, but we're going to go look at this article on Kotaku.com. This is just, look at the user interface. That was the first thing I saw on my phone when I pulled this up. Right now I'm on my PC. If you follow me or you're in my Facebook group, you know, I don't have internet today. I just actually had to fight with my cell phone service because I had mobile hotspot and now it was deactivated for some reason. So I had to call them to get it reactivated because I wanted to look at this and upload, but that's all beside the point. This article by Chris Kohler, and I've seen a few other places who have gotten some hands-on time with this, but immediately looking at this UI, oh my god, like, it just, I guess it's fine. It's all right. A little reminiscent of, you know, the memory card screen in a sense, but I've seen better user interfaces that were bare bones on like RetroPie. This, it is what it is, but their article, PlayStation Classic plays fine, but it's a bare bones experience. So there's some interesting stuff that they're talking about here. It comes out December 3rd, like I said yesterday. It's less than a month away, guys. $100. No DualShocks. We've known that. Come on. You know, that's just something you gotta deal with. These are early classic games from the system. DualShocks weren't available until quite a bit later in the life of the PlayStation, actually. But here we go. A lot of comparisons of the actual unit to a real PlayStation. 45%. I don't know how that number's actually, you know, how they figured that number, but it looks a lot smaller than that. Let's see. So there is some interesting stuff here. So they said there's a listing in the licenses for open source software. Nintendo, all these, they have this kind of stuff listed. And the big thing here is that in their open source software listing for licenses, the PlayStation Classic is showing to be using the open source emulator PCSX Rearmed. So there we go. That's some news. Not a bad emulator, but you would have thought it would be using some kind of in-house stuff, right? I'm not sure how they go about it on their other devices. Maybe it's the same emulator. I don't know, but I just always have this thought that these companies use their own in-house, you know, code for emulation, but I guess not. So they kind of talk about how some of the games don't look that great on a modern TV. And then this other part, which kind of baffled me, because if they're playing with the US release, why are there games that are the European versions? So he goes on to say, oddly, many of the games in the PlayStation Classic were the European versions. Now that would make sense if you're playing the European PlayStation Classic. So when he booted up Final Fantasy VII, for example, I got the Classic licensed by Sony Computer Entertainment of America. But when I ran Battle Arena Toshinden, Grand Theft Auto, or Tekken 3, the screen said licensed by Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. There are some tiny differences that I could spot in games, such as having to select the United Kingdom flag from a menu if you wanted Grand Theft Auto's text to display in English. So, and he says he's not sure if there's any other major differences buried in the games, but there's that. That kind of strikes me as odd. If this is the final version of it, why would there be a mix of regions? As far as the games go, I don't ever remember playing these games on my North American PlayStation and having the European logo come up. So that kind of, for some, I think that's, for me, if it's that way when it comes to retail, I'm not really tripping too much, but I could see some saying, hey, this kind of distracts from the overall feel of this, even though the games are going to play the same, right? But the experience you had with your PlayStation back in the day, because a lot of people are going to buy this thing as, you know, wanting to relive those games of 20 years ago or so. And seeing that European stuff pop up, if you're not from Europe, that might be like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't feel right. For me, like I said, I'm just kind of overthinking it a little bit. I don't know that I necessarily care, but I could see how some will. And then he also talks about the other big thing, which kind of seems annoying, is that it creates a virtual memory card for each game. And that there's a memory card icon below each one that will let you view or delete your data. The save data now, like for quick saves or save states, you get like one slot. So the save anywhere feature, which is save state, says you only get one such slot for each game. When you press reset, your game will automatically save into that slot. Start the game up, play some more, press reset again. You will not be offered another slot. It's just one slot per game. That is nuts. Like he says here, Nintendo system has 4 save slots. What the hell am I saying? But the Nintendo systems have 4 save slots. I don't really understand. So their big thing, this thing is bare bones. There are no special screen borders or graphical display options. There are QR codes to look at the manuals, but that wasn't available when they were messing with this thing. The game selects menu itself is strictly utilitarian. There's no nostalgic theme, song, or other cute additions. No song. There's like nothing playing. It's just a static, like, here you go. That, man, bare bones. Sony, why would you do this? I mean, for a lot of people, it's like you look at Nintendo. I know, like, people are like, screw Nintendo, but there's a lot of people who aren't going to say that and are going to understand what I'm saying. No matter what I say, there's always somebody who's going to, either misunderstand what I'm saying or just be completely against me. That's fine. But Nintendo's classics were kind of like that. That's you got to meet or beat. I'm not going to say about the actual games that are included. We've all discussed that. I discussed that yesterday a little bit, even still with people misunderstanding what I was talking about, but that's fine. We've beaten that to death. The games that are included, not everybody's going to care about, but the delivery, that is the main thing. And Nintendo delivered a pretty cool looking user interface, nice little music playing, a bunch of options, display options, and Sony's not doing any of that. I wonder what the comments say here. The RetroPie, oh my god, the first the first comment. The friendly and obligatory reminder that RetroPie exists and is objectively the superior choice to these lazy cash grab classic consoles. That is funny. Friendly reminder that not everyone wants to deal with your nerd box. I get both. I get both sides. There's a lot of you guys who are new to my channel and don't understand where my channel started and things that I've covered in the past. We started covering almost strictly RetroPie and emulation, and we've kind of evolved from that. I still do RetroPie and emulation. We still talk about that stuff. I still have projects in the works, but I like to look at every option available because I enjoy all the different options. I play on original consoles. I play through emulation. We're getting into Mister. We're getting the DE10 Nano. I have my I/O board and SD RAM coming and all that stuff. So we're going to be doing content on that as well. FPGA gaming with that. So I've covered a little bit of everything, but you always get those kind of comments, and I find it funny because I can see both sides. I'm not a person who's just like I just sit on the fence and just like try to ignore everything. And not side with people on things. It's just with gaming, I don't care. As long as what I care about is that there's options to play. There's options for all of us. Be it official, be it emulation, be it retro collecting. I don't care as long as there's options and we can all still enjoy playing our games. That's all that it's about for me. Is playing these games and enjoying them. I don't care how you go about doing it. So, like, people won't trigger me by saying these kind of things like, oh, well, we got RetroPie. I know. More than half of my audience and subscribers are probably here because of me covering that kind of stuff. So, it's not a big deal to me. I cover a little bit of everything, and I enjoy a little bit of everything. So, I just find I find that kind of stuff funny. Friendly reminder that you are a dumbass that wastes money at every opportunity. Wow, it's starting to get political in here too. You don't act like a fucking asshole just because there's nothing you want to, because Raspberry Pi RetroPie is oh my god, these comments are getting stupid, but whatever. Back to the actual unit itself. It's a little disappointing to see this. To look at this user interface bare bones. They're saying there's no music playing. I guess some people wouldn't care, but if there was something kind of nostalgic playing there, you boot it up and can just listen to it and just kind of scroll through your games. That would be nice to have more than one save slot for the games. I guess I'm trying not to misrepresent what I think I'm reading here. It's not that there's just one save slot. You get a virtual memory card per game, so I'm sure if the game like Final Fantasy VII, for example, you could save a bunch of games on it. Like, you could play it, your wife could play it, your brother, your friend, your imaginary ghost pirate husband that you married. He could play it too and have a save file. So that's not what I'm knocking. I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work, but it's the save states. You get one. So if you're like intense and jumping flash or something, and you get to a point, there's different circumstances for different people where save states, they may want to have multiple slots, and it makes sense because with the other classic systems, I've done the same thing. I've done save states in different slots to go back to for specific reasons. And to just have one, it's like you almost might as well have none. I mean, no, I guess I don't want to say that because one's better than nothing, but still, you could have gave us a few. But yeah, disappointment for a lot of people, yeah. A lot of people are still going to enjoy this thing, but it looks like the effort put into just getting this package together is not that great. The unit looks awesome. Everything being, aesthetically pretty much the same as the original unit is awesome. They put care into that, but not into this, it seems. And that's a little disappointing, guys. There's still, like I said, there's still a handful of games I'm really looking forward to playing on this. A bunch of them I don't really care for. But man, it is what it is, guys. So really do appreciate you guys stopping in, hanging out with me for a moment. Hey, do appreciate it. Share your comments down below. I'll put a link to the Kotaku article so you could read this, look at it. But like I said, there's a lot of media outlets who are getting their hands on this right now and are sharing very similar experiences. And I just didn't want to wait to comment on it. Just want to give you guys a heads up on what I'm seeing. A little disappointing, but hey, it is what it is. Smash it, like it, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Madlittlepixel. All that stuff. It helps me greatly. Thank you, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom.